So, the story goes, President Uhuru Kenyatta put his best foot forward. He did everything in his power to try and win the Kiambaa seat in the recent by-election. But he was outsmarted by Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. That is the story going round. But is it true? Supporters of UDA and the Deputy President are telling us it is true. Indeed, if you take just a little time to go through the comments in my previous video on the Kiambaa by-elections, you will quickly notice UDA supporters are all over the comments area, pushing this lie. So, on today's show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with solid evidence to prove to you that that statement is false. And then after that, I'm going to share with you on this very show a bombshell. Now, here's the evidence. About 9 or 10 days before the Kiambaa elections, the legislator for Cherangani, Honorable Joshua Kutuny, spoke. Just listen in to what he said.
Uhuru hajashindwa kujipima nguvu. Na wakati Uhuru niwapatie kwa sababu mimi ni kati ambao wachache wenye tumebaki kutoka bonde la ufa ndani ya serikali ya Uhuru. Na mimi nataka kuwaeleza wazi, itakapofika wakati ya Uhuru kujitoa na kupimana nguvu na wanaume, wengi watajua kwa nini punda ajemea pembe. Uhuru kwa saa hii anasema Kiambaa watu wachague kiongozi ambaye wanapenda.
Now, for those of us who choose to analyze our politics very deeply, what Bwana Kutuny is doing here is delivering a message in clear language from President Uhuru Kenyatta to Deputy President William Samoei Ruto and his allies. These remarks by Joshua Kutuny explain how come the president and his men were very bored and detached about the by-election in Kiambaa, right in the president's backyard. But on today's show, I would like us to focus on the second part of that speech I have just played, where the Cherangani legislator delivers what is clearly a threat. What? Now, students of politics are very much aware of the fact that in this game, if it is a game of politics, timing is everything. Indeed, in many games, timing is key. And the right timing or the wrong timing will impact on the failure or success of something. Have you ever watched a documentary of a lion hunting? The lion usually patiently waits and remains well hidden in the savanna grass, the long savanna grass, until that lion feels it is the right moment to pounce. And if that lion pounces too early, it'll miss a meal. There is very little room for error in this timing thing. But to illustrate what I'm about to say, the way a chameleon hunts is even more fascinating. It camouflages itself in the vegetation so that it looks very harmless, part of the vegetation. And then suddenly, with the right timing, the tongue shoots out at very high speed and captures the prey. Indeed, some scientists have tried to calculate the speed with which the tongue of the chameleon moves, and the results they've gotten are mind-boggling. For instance, the pygmy chameleon can launch its tongue towards prey at the speed of, wait for this one, 8,500 feet per second. In other words, a chameleon's tongue can go from 0 kilometers to over 96 kilometers in 100th of a second. That's twice as fast as the fastest car you can think of. Yeah. Anyway, we were talking about timing. In politics, you know, the president of the Republic of Kenya is an extremely powerful office. It is not a good idea when you're a politician, or even when you're an ordinary Kenyan, to provoke the president. You know, at the beginning of this manenos, the deputy president was very careful to avoid any direct confrontation with his boss, the president. But clearly, in recent times, something has changed. Yeah, and it started with Juja, and then recently, Kiambaa. That is what we call direct confrontation and serious provocation. Hiyo ni kuchokoza. You cannot do that kind of thing and expect that there'll be no response. No, it's not possible. And Joshua Kutuny told us, mtajua kwa nini punda haina pembe. Now that one is deep, but I think what Bwana Kutuny meant is that the president's response is going to be sudden and very painful for his political opponents. Surely, when you provoke a man, any man, and enter their bedroom, what do you expect? Bottom line, something big is coming. We don't know what it is yet, but it's coming, and it's big. And I suspect it's going to be a game changer in our politics. Talking of game changers, my weekly intelligence briefings has been described by some of you as having been a game changer as far as the way they analyze politics is concerned, because they've learned a lot of things they didn't know. They've ended up getting a lot of information that has changed forever the way they look at our politics. Sensitive information, including the very latest WIB number 61, which is out and is so sensitive that I cannot even tell you what is contained in it. And trust me, I know it is sensitive. Just listen in for a few minutes. Many times on this channel, I have described the upcoming 2022 general elections in Kenya with a Swahili very popular Kenyan expression as follows: Kimeumana kuumana. Oh yes. And maybe many on this channel have not been able to fully understand what I'm really driving at. What is the worst that can happen? What can really happen? What is this that kimeumana kuumana? Really, what is it? I know many of you are asking. In my latest weekly intelligence briefings number 60, I cover one of these areas that is really scary about our upcoming elections. And it is a trend that we have seen very clearly from the last two elections. the last two general elections. Of course, I'm talking about 2013 and 2017. It is a trend that is deadly, to say the least. Before the 2013 general elections, we had the death from a helicopter crash of the late Professor George Saitoti, who, by the way, had already announced that he was vying for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. But was it really an ordinary helicopter crash? There is a lot of information in the public domain that suggests it was not. And I covered this in great detail in Weekly Intelligence Briefings, number 60. Now let me give you another quick example. In the run-up to the 2017 general elections, indeed very close to those elections, about a month before those elections, the CS internal at the time, a man called Joseph Nkaiseri, suddenly passed on from what we were told was a heart attack. A sudden heart attack just before the general elections. And then we had the still unsolved mystery of the gruesome murder of IEBC computer guru, the late Kshs. In my view, the stakes were very high in 2013. They were higher in the 2017 elections. And they're highest, a lot higher, in the 2022 upcoming general elections. Now, there are details which unfortunately I cannot share on this public channel that are included in my WAB number 60 that will just blow your mind. No kidding, no exaggerating. And on this channel, it is our tradition to analyze our politics in our beloved country a lot more deeply than many others do. I'm not saying we're the best. I'm not bragging. But we make an effort to analyze politics very deeply. And therefore, the analysis of this highly sensitive area must be done. Otherwise, we will be cheating our subscribers and indeed our fans and followers if we somehow leave it out conveniently from our deep analysis, because it is all part of the upcoming Kimeumana Kuumana 2022 general elections. Now, times are hard. There's no doubt about that. And many of you, my beloved fans and followers of this channel, may many times feel that you're being left out because of the relatively high cost of being a Weekly Intelligence Briefings subscriber. But I have great news for you today. For the next 4 days, from the day this video was published, you will be able to become a temporary subscriber for the Weekly Intelligence Briefings for 2 whole months for only 9.95 Kenya shillings, or $9.95. This has been the special offer for a monthly subscription, but now you can get 2 months. And even for those who your subscription has expired, you can now extend it for 2 whole months for only $9.95, or Kenya shillings 9.95 only. Go for it. I'm afraid you only have 4 days. In my opinion, the current special offer for a whole year, and even for lifetime subscription, you never need to pay again, is also very reasonable, very low. So please take advantage. This offer will not remain forever. Indeed, it is going to end very soon, if I can give you a heads up. Those who normally pray for a lovely, beloved motherland, I urge you to step up your prayers concerning our next general elections. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.